one of the most common games that people play with their dog is fetch. Get it. Good girl, Pogi. Good job. Yes. However, fetch doesn't generally go the way that they want it to go. People go out to the park with their chuck it. They throw the ball as far as possible. The dog gets it. The dog runs around, lays down, chews on the toy, maybe brings it back some of the time. How people go about doing that the dog, if the dog does bring it back, they're like, drop it, drop it, drop it. Or they go to try and take the toy away from the dog, and then it turns into a chase me game. Your dog doesn't know how to play fetch, right? Yes, they know how to chase something, chase a squirrel, chase a dog, but they don't know how to play the game of fetch with you. And so we have to show them how to play fetch. And so one of the best things we can do is have a long line on the dog. A longer long line is better, so like 50 feet. But you could do this with a 15-footer, with a 30-footer. But the idea is you're going to start off doing short tosses, right? And so you take your toy, you give a short toss, the dog goes and grabs it, pick up your long line and start moving backwards, really, and you're like, good job, encouraging your dog to come back to you. And then when they come back to you, pet them. Hey, good job. They're standing here, and so you're like, yeah, this is great. You did such a good job. You got the ball, you brought it back. And then you can start to put your hand on the ball from the bottom of their jaw. You could say out to mark it, but this is how you're going to easily get the ball away from them. It doesn't turn into a chase me game because, one, they're getting pet by you, so they enjoy that. Then you can go again and start all over again. Get it, toss the ball. And I like to include the cue of get it, then throw. Right, so then you can start to have a dog that kind of will wait for the cue. Right, they don't necessarily will, but it helps add this in for if you want to do other things later on down the road. And so, utilizing the leash, bringing the dog into you, and giving them some affection that they're like, hey, you did a great job. I wouldn't use food because food could probably deter the dog from wanting to go for the toy to wanting to go for the food. So use pets. Good job. Yeah, you did a great job. Get the ball, get it, toss it out all over again. And again, doing short tosses, 5 feet, 10 feet in front of you. This is like where you're going to have control of where the dog is going. If you have like a 30-foot leash, but you throw it 60 feet away, you're not going to be able to have a leash in your hand to help give the dog guidance, right? So you have to do this with short distances where you can give feedback to the dog. As you get better, start doing farther tosses, right? As you get better, you can start to develop a better out, or better drop it. So therefore the dog will probably also develop this in its own to come back to you and be like, I spit the ball out, right? But then the next thing you can do is also develop a little bit of impulse control to where it's like you have to wait for the cue to go get the toy, right? So you might say, get it, throw it, right? And so like, all right, I'm going to go get it. But now you might want to be like, I'm going to throw the toy first before I say get it. And so again, you're going to have your leash because you got to block the behavior of them just automatically going chasing the ball when it comes alive. And so, again, start with short tosses, leash in hand, it's shortened up, you throw the toy out. What does the dog do? Do they stop or do they try to go for it? If you have the leash in the hand, you can stop them from going for the toy. They stop, and then you go, get it, right? So now it's like, toy's already landed, you say get it, you let go of the leash, they run off, go get the toy. So you can start to build some impulse control along with this, right? And so it's like, hey, wait for the cue. Wait for the cue. And so you can give the cue and throw it, throw the toy, then give the cue. All this is doing is just helping to get the dog to kind of pay attention to more of what's going on, right? And again, you have your leash, so you can bring the dog into you. Hey, yeah, out, good job, get it, toss it back in, right? We want this game to be a reciprocal game, very cooperative. The dog needs you to throw it in order to be able to chase it, right? But the dog needs to be able to bring it back to you and spit it out in order for you to be able to throw it. So you have to develop this kind of teamwork in order to play the game, right? And so that goes into having to teach the dog what your expectations are and how this game works. I hope this helps. And, this is what I do for a living, and we can do lessons in person or online. We can make a lot of progress with either of those. So If you have more questions and need some more help with this, feel free to reach out.